Back on Trojans Live with Max Brown and Sean Cody. I am Jordan Moore, and we are pleased to be joined by Anthony Jones Jr., your new running backs coach. As I said earlier, talking to Coach Belk, it's been great to get to know the new staff here as we've seen some changes going into the third year of Lincoln Riley. Most of those changes have been on the defensive side, but you come in at the running back spot, Coach. What brought you to USC?
Yeah, I think just when you get that phone call from Coach Riley, I think that's enough, right? I mean, just to be around him and just to know who he is and just his offensive background, to me, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, a running back coordinator too as well. So full plate of I'm sure there's a lot of stuff involved in that, working with the offensive line coach, working with the offensive line. What's involved with the running game coordinator that makes it so specific to, maybe your position?
Yeah, you want to be on the same page with everybody, right? So you have to make sure that the runs fits with the passing game, and you want to make sure that the pass protection fits with what the quarterbacks is doing. And obviously, Coach Riley spearheads it all, you know what I mean? And but you want to make sure that everything is just clicking together for it. So just making sure that me and the right-hand guy with Coach Henson and Coach Hanson, just kind of work together just hand in hand.
You mentioned Coach Riley being a great offensive mind, but you've been alongside many great ones across your coaching career.
I have.
Yeah, through almost 4 or 5 months being with Coach Riley and almost 15 spring practices. What sticks out to you that's maybe different about Lincoln Riley's offensive progression than maybe some of the other coaches you've been around?
Yeah, just his attention to detail. When you're on the field, you can see certain things and you can feel certain things. Then when you watch film on your own, you kind of see it from my point of view, like from a running backs coach point of view. But when you get in with him, it's like, okay, I didn't even know that was right there. Man, how did you see that? Like, how did you know that? So very smart. And what's unique to me is that I've had a chance to work with so many great offensive minds, right? You think of guys like Mike Norvell, and you think of Kevin Jones, you think of his brother, Garrett Riley, right? You just look at all those guys, and I've taken bits and pieces from each one, but Coach Riley, Lincoln Riley, he's just a mastermind when it comes to the offense.
What's the difference between the brothers? Yeah, you worked with Garrett Riley before. Now you're with Lincoln Riley. What's
sensitive question here. Nice and easy, Coach.
I don't know if it's much of a difference. Both of them are just real laid-back, easy-going guys. Super nice.
Way to play it. Way to play it.
Nice.
Super nice. You can tell they was raised by two great parents. I don't know. They're more similar than different for sure.
Scheme-wise, too? Is the scheme-wise pretty similar?
Yeah, so scheme-wise is similar. So when I took this job, I was on a plane over, and of course I'm nervous about just the new transition. Then when I was in the air, I'm like, okay, I got to calm this because surely it's the same terminology, right? Like it's the same thing. Like left is left and right is right, and it's not. So but the terminology is a little different, but the schemes are pretty much the same. Football is football. Inside zone is inside zone. Outside zone is outside zone. Slant is a slant. It's just who you're throwing it to. It's the difference makers. But very similar, but is quite different as well.
Coach, you've been doing this for a while. Started doing some high school coaching. Take us through that experience, kind of your progression from a high school coach to a college coach.
So before that, I was renting cars at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Start there.
And I got tired of washing cars, and I got tired of trying to sell insurance to people going on vacation. So I reached out to a bunch of coaches in my hometown of Memphis, and a guy named Telly White emailed me back. He did, and he gave me my first opportunity to go be a football coach at the high school level, and I stayed there for literally 2 weeks until they surplused me to my other high school. 5 years at my alma mater, then 5 years at another school, and life has been great ever since then. So it's been fun. I love working with young people, love working with others, just group of men. So I've been blessed throughout my career for sure.
And you played receiver in your playing days, right?
Yeah, if you want to call it that, yeah. I kind of play receiver, a little bit of running back when our backs got hurt, and just kind of filled in the different spots, So
as I was going to ask, how does, I guess, maybe you're going in between positions, but how does a receiver go from there to a running backs coach, and given the offense that you're in, does the receiver foundation help in teaching that position?
Yeah, absolutely. I think now when you look at today's game, right, you don't really see too many 6'2", 225-pound running backs anymore, right? So I think those days are kind of long gone, but you do see the guys. You see the what I call the Reggie Bush effect, right? Where those guys can take inside zone or outside zone 60 yards, and you see the receiver come out of them, if that makes sense. And just look at how we use our backs here. We split them out wide. They catch balls out the backfield. We put them at different spots on the field. So I think that background kind of helps when it comes to that.
Tell us about Woody Marks. We're going to talk to him here in a moment. He's a new running back transferring from Mississippi State.
Yeah, well, it took me about 3 days to realize that Woody wasn't his real first name, So, but he's been unbelievable. I had a chance to recruit Woody way back when I was at the University of Memphis. He was coming out of high school, out of Carver High School in Georgia. So, and just to kind of get back with him, obviously we actually played against him when I was at the University of Memphis as well. So I got a chance to see him firsthand. And when I looked at the roster, I was excited all over again because he's a phenomenal young man. He's obviously new. He's been here, I think, a couple of months, but he's the leader of the room right now. He has that senior presence. He's very, very smart. He's a grad student. He's a dynamic young man. So I'm excited about him.
Coach, this is kind of your first time in Southern California, right? It's your coaching career is predominantly
my second time.
Okay,
but we won't count the first time I was here. Yeah.
But take us through living in Southern California these last couple of weeks. How's it been for you?
Man, I love it. It's somebody lied to me though, because my first 3 or 4 weekends it's been cold and rainy. So. But I'm used to that, so I'm one of the few people in the world that actually loves the rain. So I kind of felt right at home. But it's been colder than what I thought.
Because you got to run the ball when it rains, right?
Yeah, I love that part.
Air attack over.
I don't like the traffic so much, but it's come. I think as time goes on, I can get used to it. But love going to the beaches out here already. I've been several days. My wife doesn't know that.
Now she does, Coach.
Well now can we edit this part out? But sometimes she thinks I'm in the office working, and I kind of
getting a few sun rays.
Yeah, I leave my phone there so she can't track it.
But you're recruiting. You're on FaceTime with some recruits showing them the beach.
Yeah, that's true too. There you go. Yes, it's a great place to live. So no, it's been great. It's been awesome.
Well, welcome to the Trojan family. It's great to have you. Looking forward to seeing the Trojans tote the rock on Saturday at the Coliseum. It is the spring game coming up. I think that's your running back outside who's about to join us here momentarily. He's looking for a hole to get in the room. Woody Marks is next on Trojans Live.